Also, by the way, I have seen that if you are particularly shooting a particular player that night and you are not wearing shoes that are either his shoe or something that at least is in the family of his shoe, there are some issues. So he is very good at managing that as well. You've been doing this for such a long time, Jim. What is the challenge for you of being a photographer now inside the bubble? Because you've been here since the end of June, is that right?
Yeah, so left LA on June 28th.
Oh, my Lord.
Yep, been here since day one before the players got here. I mean, challenges, it's just kind of what we're dealing with in the world, social distancing. Like we're as content producers, we're so used to being on the floor, walking right up to guys, but like right now we have to be socially distanced. So that's been the biggest challenge, but there's a ton of positives with being here. We've got all the teams in one place, no travel, been able to go to multiple games in one day, 6 practices in one day at the beginning when all 22 were practicing. So the positives definitely outweigh any of the negatives because there's just everything is here. You know, right in front of us.
What's been your favorite part about being here in the bubble? Like, what is it, like in this experience, what you're like, wow, this is something that I would not be able to do?
Do you have a photograph that is your favorite bubble picture, too?
I don't know if I haven't taken my favorite bubble picture yet because it'll be at the championship. But just the history of it all, just the fact that, like, we were able to come back and put this all on, and just the fact that it's been such a success, you know, it's been great. I mean, just being here, like, during the year, I'm always trying to get to the best games, and it's not always possible with travel. So just being able to be here, it is possible.
Yeah.
Some of these pictures we're scrolling through are so cool. They become the iconic moments, the way players like to remember themselves. I know a lot of the guys you capture ask you for the pictures. Some of them get them printed and put in their homes.
For sure.
You took one of Fred VanVleet that I think he's going to want to keep around for a while.
So this is from the finals.
Oh, okay. This is the finals last year.
Fred
Okay.
VanVleet was from the finals.
And tell me more about that one.
So it was after Game 4 when he had gotten the 7 stitches.
Oh, okay. When he got the tooth knocked out.
He got the tooth knocked out. So this photo here. So just casually talking to him after the game. Oh, how you feeling? He's like, no, I'm good. And then he showed me. He opened up his mouth, and I was like, oh, can I take a picture of that? He's like, yeah, no problem. So he got a phone. I took some pictures of him without the phone. Then he got a phone call as we were talking. So I just kept shooting, and then that picture looked the best. And I gave it to him. He posted it first. It went viral. Drake was commenting on it. It became like a huge meme in Toronto just to show how tough he was. It was on T-shirts. A kid was that photo for Halloween, which was really cool.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So Fred had reposted it on his story that day. So, like, this photo just became so popular that it's become one of my favorite photos just because of how viral it went, and it just showed how tough he was at the time.
What's crazy is that you sent me a photo. You sent me a couple photos, but one of the photos is like you have me with my son, and like that's the photo I always show to everybody. And I was like, hey, look, this is a Jim Ice photo, and it's like, oh, that's your twin. And then like later you had some, like, you remember, like my boys grew up, you know, around the game, but all of a sudden you have Bron there, and little Richard got super scared. So he's hiding behind me, and Bron's messing with him. But you have been able to capture like so many like candid moments, not just like, hey, in the photos. What's like the most like candid one that guys saw later and they were like, yo, how did you even, like, how were you there? How did you catch that? What's one of those photos?
You know what? That's a tough question. I'd have to think about that one. But one that comes to mind, when we were at the White House in 2015 with the Warriors, Steve Kerr and Steph were walking away from the White House, and I just shot them from behind, which normally, like, why would you shoot people from behind and not show their faces? But the two of them just walking together with, you know, it was just their backs, but just the whole overall scenery, and they were both dressed up. Like, that was one that Steph was like, that's a really cool shot.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Because those moments are, it's what you guys say that you miss the most about the game later. It's not what happens on the court. Every former athlete that we talk to says, oh, man, I miss the times on the bus. I miss the times in the locker room. I miss the times just hanging out on the road. And that's what you capture so well. And the fact that the guys feel comfortable with you is such a huge secret to your success and such a credit to you, because these are athletes who are frankly trained by the world to just sort of not trust people, right? Because unfortunately they've had things happen to them, or people have broken that trust where they say, I don't want that guy around. And with you, I know that they feel they trust you in all of those intimate moments, and that's so special. With their children and things like, I mean, this is big. Now, when you were a kid, I know you grew up in New Jersey. You love basketball. I just want to apologize here on national television for anything Richard Jefferson may have done to you, and what your memory were of those teams.
Yeah, so I was a season ticket holder. My father and I, we used to go to games, New Jersey Nets games. They weren't so good. We started in 1997. They went to the playoffs that year after drafting Keith Van Horn. But then in the summer...
Look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah, the summer of 2001, the Nets made a huge trade that summer, bringing on somebody who would lead them to the finals.
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd. But Richard was a rookie that year. And so that photo was actually at one of the fan appreciation nights.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
At the arena.
That's crazy. The one thing I'll say is crazy is that now it's great. You see that, and I have like guys that were kids now showing up with their kids because that was 20 years ago, man. It's mind blowing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, team went to the finals. All the success of that team. Our tickets doubled in price, and then I was going to college, so we couldn't continue with
Priced
season
you out of
tickets.
the market.
Priced me out, but we still went to a lot of games the next year.
So could you really, just stop being so successful, Richard? It hurts the people.
I blame Jason Kidd. I promise you. Like I was just a contributor to the success that he brought.
We generally blame Jason Kidd for everything, and it goes okay on this show. Jim, I'm so thrilled we were finally able to do this.
I appreciate you guys having me.
I cannot stress enough to go to Instagram. Look for Jim Ice.
Yeah.
Follow him because it will be all the behind-the-scenes pictures of some of your favorite NBA players. Just those moments.
Follow the
that
NBA.
never get
Follow the
back.
NBA on campus. NBA kicks. Yeah.
Oh, NBA on campus. I did want to mention that before we leave. That's a great initiative and something that's been a lot of fun if people want to know a little bit more about the bubble too, right?
Yep. No, I mean definitely inspired by what other accounts are doing. NBA Bubble Life did a great job.
Shout out Nick DePaula.
Yep, aggregating everything. So, we've just been sowing another side with a lot of off-the-court stuff on those accounts, Twitter and Instagram.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.